Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Satvik. Today I have Priyanka with me, who's also a recent joinee in Google. And today we're going to talk to her a little about AI and her experiences with it and how we're both handling it in our day-to-day jobs. So I'll hand it over to Priyanka to briefly introduce herself.
So, hi everyone, I am Priyanka. I recently graduated from IIT Mandi and now I'm working as a software engineer at Google. I also did an internship last year in Google, so yeah.
Cool. I think this brings very two fresh perspectives because I was from a batch where AI was just a baby and it was just growing and we didn't have like these crazy Gen AI tools that are solving everything. Okay, so we'd love to hear a point of view on it as well. When was the first time like you were wowed by AI कि यार ये तो कुछ crazy चीज है?
I get to know about AI in my fest. So, I was volunteering for a fest named Exodia. So, it was a cultural fest and मैं web development की टीम में थी. So, मेरे बैच का एक और बंदा था वो भी volunteer कर रहा था. So, वो AI यूज़ कर रहा था to develop a feature and मैं उस टाइम AI नहीं जानती थी एंड ChatGPT ही आया था उस टाइम स्टार्टिंग में. सो हाँ वो कर रहा था एंड मैंने ऐसे पीक आउट करके देखा कि ओ कुछ तो है डिफरेंट चीज़ की. हाँ उसको कोड generated मिला and I had to write manually. So that was the first interaction with AI from me. And after that in college I've used it majorly for like जो भी presentation documents वगैरह जो professors provide करते थे courses की उनको ऐसे डिटेल में summarize कर लो क्योंकि बहुत सारी होती है कि 30-40 presentation है एंड एक रात पहले हमें सब करना होता था. मोस्टली इतना अटेंड तो नहीं करते थे कि सब कुछ आता हो. सो वहाँ पे आई काफ़ी हेल्प करता था उस टाइम पे कि थर्ड फोर्थ ईयर में. एंड आफ्टर दैट जब मैंने यूट्यूब भी मैंने अपने फोर्थ ईयर के एंडिंग में स्टार्ट किया था लाइक मैं 8th सेमेस्टर में. एंड मैं यूट्यूब के कैप्शंस AI के थ्रू लिखती थी क्योंकि जनरेटेड कैप्शन हिंदी में आ जाते थे एंड उसको जस्ट अपलोड करके वो इंग्लिश कैप्शन देते थे. सो इट्स रियली इम्प्रूव माई वीडियो क्वालिटीज एंड या. एंड हाउ इज़ योर एक्सपीरियंस लाइक हाउ डिड यू started with AI?
So like you, started in college, but like very basic stuff. तब तक like it was helping us in in fact I don't think ChatGPT भी I think last year तक आया था. The ChatGPT interface that was there were a lot of open source models but those were not very like integrated into our day-to-day life. बहुत ease of use बहुत कम थी उनकी. तो हम लोग तो like basic चीज़ें use करना जैसे OCR वगैरह use करना and giving it images and just getting text out of it, then being able to search it and basic stuff हम लोग यही सब use करते थे. But even back then I was like really surprised by how fast and how accurate it was. Even basic tools like OCR, right? Is mind blowing honestly. So I think that was the start. And then honestly like cut to now up to it's so matured. It's integrated everywhere. It's in my browser, it's in my native file system, it's in my ID, it's everywhere. So there is an agent for every small thing you're doing. So yeah. So coming to the second part of the video, this is a big question: how much AI do we use in our day-to-day coding? Actually, you know what? I will just try and give you a number to actually convey. And this is obviously brief. I don't have this any metric with me exactly. कि कितना code मैं खुद लिखता हूँ and कितना AI generated होता है. So I would say probably at this point it's around 50-60% of what I do, and that is all AI generated. And honestly, that gives me a lot of time to focus on the bigger stuff, not focus on कि भाई सर मेरी सही सर्विस सही से कन्फिगर्ड है कि नहीं या फिर सारा बॉयलर प्लेट कोड ढंग से लिखा है कि नहीं. And yeah, I mean, it just gives me a lot of time to look at the design documentation of stuff, look at the bigger picture of the architecture of the service we're building. So it probably makes me more of an engineer, not just a coder. तो ये मेरा honest number है, I think. Okay. So I'll just hand over to Priyanka to ask what her numbers are, and yeah.
Should we just say numbers here? Or, I mean, I don't know how public conveys as a, like, maybe they think like AI generate है and इतना percent AI लिख देते हैं तो why do they need software engineers? So probably that, but AI can't take the 100% judgment over कि this code is right here और हमें कुछ नई चीज़ लिखनी है तो कुछ नया प्रोडक्ट बनाना है तो हम रफ कोड ले सकते हैं AI से, बट हम उसको प्रोडक्शन में नहीं डाल सकते कि
I'd like to add one point on this. Like you mentioned, it's example, like it's just like a junior engineer. It's just like somebody who's just joined the company, and they can do a lot of the initial stuff. That in fact, like those are the things that we learned from, right? मतलब ये यूनिट टेस्ट केसेस लिखना, बॉयलर प्लेट कोड लिखना, प्लेन C++ के फंक्शंस लिखना, उन सब चीज़ों से ही जूनियर इंजीनियर सीखता था, एंड ऑनेस्टली दैट वाज द पाथ दैट एवरीबडी टुक. एंड बट ऑनेस्टली वो it's just that AI is playing that role now, and you don't need to do all of that stuff anymore. I'm not sure if that is a good thing or a bad thing, but for higher efficiency and velocity it is a must for every engineer आज की डेट में, right? Okay. Another point that I want to add in how it has affected our day-to-day jobs is regarding reading documentation. I think for any engineer, 30% of their entire time was just reading about stuff, reading about certain services that you're going to use, reading about some new tech that is out there. So documentation, padna or understand karna was a very meticulous task, and that is something that AI has helped a lot with. Now there are points इसमें pros and cons जो मुझे feel होते हैं इस उसके. Pros is obviously that I think, let's say if I just wanted to know a small thing about some service कि मेरे को उस service के कोई एक endpoint के बारे में जानना था कि let's say anything simple as कि उसका input output क्या है ना, and that service has like 30 pages of documentation and different tabs. Okay, you're gonna say कि control F कर लेते हैं, नहीं, different tabs में है, ठीक है, तो वो एक जगह नहीं है. And so just prompting an agent that has context of that browser to be able to get that answer saves so much time, right? Now this is the pro. कॉन में मुझे ये लगता है कि, एंड पर्सनली मेरे लिए ये ट्रू है, आई एम गोना आस्क यू एज वेल, कि पहले ऐसा होता था कि इफ़ आई एम रीडिंग अपॉन सम न्यू स्टफ, सम न्यू डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, इवन दो मुझे आधी चीज़ें पढ़नी नहीं होती थी, आई गॉट टू नो न्यू स्टफ, आई गॉट टू नो स्टफ जो मुझे इमीडिएट नहीं नीड होती, बट दे समहाउ लाइक हेल्प इम्प्रूव माई नॉलेज अबाउट सम न्यूज़. आई जस्ट मे बी मैंने कुछ कंप्लीटली न्यू पढ़ लिया, and that led me to some other link, and maybe it could have a cascading effect. So that is one con I feel कि even though time बच जाता है बहुत, you miss out on those small opportunities जो maybe पहले होती थी और अब नहीं होती. What do you think?
I do think like whenever I like do this kind of thing कि documentation से कुछ read करना है, so I mostly ask the summary of that कि maybe major summary of that कि if there is some function going on in that कि वो क्या कर रहा है. I might have the broad idea of like how that works, so I have in my back of the mind कि हाँ, if I want to know detail about that I can go there, but so it will not be a con as you said that कि we are not familiar with that properly, but it could be like हमें detail में नहीं पता होगा, but broadly we can have an idea in less time, like so I think that's part of a pro as well.
For everybody. Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you said. But my only point for the con was कि you are missing out on stuff that you never knew existed, है ना. तो मतलब तेरे को कभी पता नहीं चलेगा that मेरा वो miss out हो गया. It's just that कि you never know now कि that existed. तो it's just that कि कभी कभार you would find stuff during this manual scrolling जो you would not have found out if it was an agent or even if you were manually searching. It's just that.
Other than documentation reading, we also use for refactoring of code. Like for example हमारे पास 10K lines of code है और हमें just refactor करना है कि for example हमें into string करना है, just convert for maybe some conditional cases. ऐसा नहीं कि सबके लिए करना है. तो AI helps a lot कि उसको लॉजिक बता दो कि इस लॉजिक के लिए तुम्हें कन्वर्ट करना है और पूरा लाइन ऑफ कोड दे दो, मे बी फाइल दे दो, तो इट विल कन्वर्ट मे बी इन चंक्स की ओके 1K लाइन्स में वो चंक करके देगा, तो तुम्हारा मे बी 4-5 आवर्स का एफर्ट बच जाता है और वो मे बी हाफ एन आवर में कंप्लीट हो जाता है. सो दैट्स अ ग्रेट प्रो ऑफ AI विच आई फेल्ट.
Okay, coming to the third section, what's the impact been like in our day-to-day life, not just work? First point, I think this we've talked about a lot, and it's straight up increased efficiency. That is something we've discussed a lot for obvious reasons, for in our work, in our life, and from planning small trips to doing work to building end-to-end features. It helps in everything, so increased efficiency. And yeah, what are some other points?
सो टिल नाउ व्हाट आई फेल्ट कि AI ने और जहाँ इम्प्रूव किया है वो जैसे हमारे क्वार्टरली चेक इन्स होते हैं मैनेजर के साथ या किसी और के साथ भी कि हमें अपना क्वार्टरली का काम बताना होता है, एक डॉक्यूमेंट में लिखना होता है कि इतना इतना सॉल्व किया है, ये इस चीज़ पे काम किया है डिटेल में, तो हमें ऐसे 3 मंथ का पूरा याद भी नहीं रहता है कि क्या क्या किया है एंड ऑल. सो AI वो वहाँ पे बहुत हेल्प करता है कि वो तुम्हारे सारे जो भी तुमने कोड लिखा है वहाँ पे तुम्हारे ID से निकाल के एंड वो सब दे देगा, वो समराइज़ करके दे देगा. तो वो जो 3-4 आवर्स का वो भी वर्क है ना, वो भी से 15 मिनट्स में कंप्लीट हो जाता है, एंड दैट्स एन एडिशनल वर्क फ्रॉम वर्क. वो हम अकाउंटेबल भी नहीं कर सकते कि हमने ये 3 आवर्स इस पे स्पेंड किए हैं. तो दैट्स अ ग्रेट थिंग.
I completely agree with you on the point. In fact, I forgot this, and I mean, like writing quarterly check-ins or year-end reviews or whatever, like a tool that is connected to everything you do. it is connected to the documents you make, it is connected to the code you write, it is connected to the bugs that you're solving. So it is able to summarize everything and it saves a lot of time. So again, this is like one crazy good pro of AI in a day-to-day life. And I think one other, again, small thing, personal, this is something that I use it in life as well, that I just use it for, creating itineraries and everything. In fact, like, no promotion, but Google AI mode is crazy. AI mode will give you like end-to-end itineraries. It will help you make reservations and everything. So yeah, these were some of the points that really help us. Okay. So I think we discussed the cons that are there with AI coming into our life, in our work, in our day-to-day life as well. But there's some points that I want to discuss in the cons section as well. One part is the AI assistance and dependence that is coming now into play. Even if you're not a software engineer, I mean, there were so many tasks that you were doing on a day-to-day basis where you had to know the fundamentals of it. Let's syntax, right? Syntax is such an important thing. Like earlier, we used to learn languages. I know people that in C++, right, or even in Java, like these languages, like subtle concepts like memory management, what are pointers used for, what are pointers not used for. In this world of AI, I don't think that you even need to know it. But I personally don't think of it as a good thing, is because it's making you dumber, right? In a way, dumber, but not even dumber to certain concepts, not number in general, because that frees us space to learn different things, move on to architecture and all as well. But yeah, this is one thing, that AI dependence is getting too big, and I think that could be a problem in the future, that we reach a point where 10 years down the line, software engineering is just completely a different thing. Nobody knows any languages anymore. They just know what is the architecture of stuff. It's probably like that, right? Yeah, what do you want to add to that?
Yeah, so I want to add, like, exactly, we do not learn much languages. Like, we have a lot of languages like C++, Java and all this. So we just learn one language maybe now and just convert it to another. Like, अगर हमें Java में लिखना है तो just convert it. Python में लिखना है तो convert it. Like, we don't feel the need to learn. We don't put effort anymore. So that is an issue कि हम वहाँ पे अपने skills improve नहीं कर रहे हैं. So yeah.
Yeah, again, adding to that point, I'll personally tell you my experience with this. तो मैंने कॉलेज में C++ सीखी थी. मेरा अपना DSA भी मेरा पूरा C++ में ही होता था. And web development I had learned Monstack and all that. So yeah, those are the languages that I knew, right? JavaScript हो गई and all that. तो अब मैं आया यहाँ पे, and I think even I use C++ at my work as well. And so that was fine. That was something that I already knew. Now, for a personal project, apart from work, I wanted to do something different because I already knew these languages. So I started using Go. Now, honestly, I still don't know a lot of Go, but I have a complete end-to-end project built on Go. So I am not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing, because I was able to do what I had wanted to do. बट मेरे को अभी भी कोई बोल देगा कि भाई गो में लिख दो ऐसा करके कुछ, तो मुझे नहीं आएगा. आई प्रॉब्ली वुडंट बी एबल टू डू इट.
वी वांट टू डीबग अ थिंग, लाइक अगर कोई हमारा जूनियर आके हमसे पूछ रहा है कि ये इशू आ रहा है, कैन यू हेल्प अस, लाइक वी कांट मे बी. सो दैट is an issue maybe. So do you think AI gonna replace our jobs as a software engineer? Or
long answer short, no. It's not like कि software engineering will end or something like that, at least in the near future. तो नहीं लगता मुझे. And the reason for that is that even let's say for this case of model and how models are trained, the pipelines that are built for data to get to these models so that they can train on it are still built by software engineers. तो वो आज भी software engineers बनाते हैं, and 10 साल बाद भी वही बनाएंगे. And because that itself is a very complex process. Like let's say for example Reddit के paid APIs होते हैं, which a lot of companies use to train their models on, है ना. तो Reddit का data from that Reddit DB to a form where the model can train on it, which is probably some embedding or some vector-based database. It is a big pipeline, and it is built by software engineers. And this is just one example. I'm saying that ऐसे use cases, अब वो use case 4-5 साल पहले नहीं था. 5 साल अब वो use case आ गया है. तो अगर कुछ use cases बंद हो रहे हैं तो कुछ आ भी रहे हैं, है ना. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि it's gonna end or something. So near future, I don't think it's a big issue. Sure, it will probably cut some jobs in places where what they were doing has now become obsolete, but there will be places where new things pop up as well.
I also agree with you. So one more problem which I face using AI is like it cannot context switch. So अगर हमने मान लो कोई फीचर दिया उसको बनाने के लिए, कोई स्मॉल फीचर दिया है, so it can make that.
Yeah.
Maybe it has a problem कि हमें वो नहीं चाहिए या maybe वो वर्क नहीं कर रहा है, तो हम उसको बताते हैं कि refactor करो या थोड़ा चेंज करो, बट वो उसी के अराउंड रिवॉल्व करता रहता है, वो इट कांट कि वो नया आइडिया वहाँ पे नहीं ला पाता है. सो आई थिंक कि वो छोटे छोटे फीचर में भी बना सकता है, बट इट कैन नॉट बिल्ड अ प्रॉपर बिग प्रोजेक्ट विच लाइक कंपनीज
Right
नीड.
now.
Right now it cannot, maybe in future maybe it can, but right now it has the problem. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna replace our job, but yeah, I agree with the point कि it will create more opportunities. Like अगर कुछ बंद हो रही हैं तो it will create new opportunities की.
Okay. Another point that I want to add in this section is that AI still has a long way to go, right? Like whatever discussions जो हमने करी is maybe about now or maybe 5-10 years later, which we have no clue what is going to happen. So, but one, like I just want to plug in a fun fact. Basically, what the rate by which internet's data growth happens, right? That is only 30% of what these big models can consume in a year. Like for example, ChatGPT, Gemini, or whatever, all of these models, their hunger for data is so big that even internet's organic growth of data in an entire year is only 30% of what they can consume. So I mean, you bet it's gonna get faster and it's gonna get much smarter as it trains on all of this data.
So do you think like we as a software engineer or AI ML engineer, are they gonna have a differentiation between both of them like in coming 15 years maybe, let's say? So are they like gonna merge into a newer term, or maybe we need to learn AI, how to develop AI or similar things like that? So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So to this, like you mentioned, like 5 to 10 years down the line, I don't see these two things as a separate thing. Like software engineering is not going to be its separate box, and machine learning is not. It's not going to be something separate. Like it's been like हमारे time पे यही ऐसा ही होता है. And मतलब तुम even college curriculum को देखो तो if you're doing a BTech in computer science, तो your core course, which are the compulsory subjects, don't have machine learning or anything. You can do optional subjects and there are courses, and I'm sure people do it as well. But वो core curriculum में नहीं आते. So it was never considered part of traditional software engineering, right? That was not part of it. But I think going forward it has to be, because it will merge into one thing. Like any software engineer will need to learn these machine learning techniques as well, and machine learning engineers need to know how to build these pipelines as well. So yeah, it's going to turn into one big thing. And I think one point I want to add is on this is that if there are current software engineers who are trying to upskill, who are looking for opportunities to do this, you can look up online courses for doing this. Especially if you're looking out for a particular degree, then there are options for that as well. You can do online masters. They take a lot of your time. They'll take 3-4 years. You will slowly do courses that will accumulate to that degree from good institutes. For example, Georgia Tech is one institute that I know offers online masters. So yeah, these things will definitely help software engineers to upskill and add that ML flavor to their profile as well. So yeah, I think once you've done that and you're like one big package ki software engineering, maybe you have experience and now you hold a degree in machine learning as well, then that's crazy. Yeah. What do you think? I don't think anything. I think I am done. Bye.
So I definitely agree with you. Like we should upskill our thing. Like our in as a software engineer, I'm also trying to like find time to spend on some courses like AI ML courses and like upskill myself, because maybe in near future, in 10 years, maybe 15 years, it might become a requirement as well. So
Okay, I think that's all for this video. We covered broadly of all the things that we wanted to cover. And thank you, Priyanka, for joining for this video. And yeah, if you've been here till the end, then please do subscribe to the channel. Share this video if you find it relevant with other folks as well. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.